Welcome to this week's episode of MarTech Unraveled. This week, we are going to be tackling the topic of what is MarTech. Yes, we're going to try to define what MarTech is, and I have a very special guest with us today, joining us all the way from Denmark, Norway. Oh, I got it wrong. My bad. All the way from Norway. Welcome, Odd Morten.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Odd is a marketing operations professional with 20 years of strategic and operational experience, specializing in marketing technology, automation, and operations. And after several years on the customer side, he has now gone back to consulting through his new agency, Playmops. Thank you so much for joining us today, Odd.
Thank you. It was a really pleasure to be here.
Awesome. I'm really glad to have you on this episode after meeting you, in London in October at the MarTech World Forum. And I recall that you were part of a very heated debate on this same topic. What is MarTech? And the panel consisted of quite a few different people from different aspects of the business. There was, tech, there was consulting, there was marketing, and it was a very vibrant discussion about what MarTech is. So I'm really glad to have you here to enlighten our audience on this particular topic. So let's dive right into it. So from your many years of experience, how would you define MarTech?
First of all, I would just want to say that it's now I'm alone at the panel. There was a lot of voices there taking this in different directions, and so now I'm here alone.
Mm-hmm.
None of those can say against me.
Mm-hmm.
Haha. So let's hear it. Well, if you ask me, MarTech, it stands for marketing technology. Easy as that. It's not the people. And the marketing technology is all the tools and software that marketers use, like the CMS to publish and manage your website, analytics to track your visitors, email tools to send your emails, marketing automation platform if you want to automate your communication to use more channels, the CRM to store and manage all your customers, or even a CDP, your data warehouse, to manage all user data, build segments, etc. Basically, these tools is what we refer to as your MarTech stack. Probably have heard that term also. And I know there's so many buzzwords and acronyms in marketing that without context, you might not understand what all the buzzwords stands for. Like if any of your listeners have heard about MarTech or MarTech stack and thought something like, I wonder when I will experience this firsthand, or what is this stuff that everybody talks about? Well, if you're a marketer and you're using tools to do your marketing, as I just mentioned, guess what? You're already using MarTech on a daily basis, and you have a MarTech stack at your disposal. So it's it tends to mystify a lot of things when you have all these new buzzwords like reverse ETL. Like explain that, right?
Yeah.
We won't though, but there's a lot of expressions and buzzwords and acronyms in MarTech and or in marketing. And well, I actually I see it as easy as that. It's the marketing technology, and that is all the tools that marketers use.
Okay, I like that.
So yeah.
I like that. Keeping it very simple. It's the tooling that marketers use to get their job done.
Yeah. Of course, you have a lot of tools that marketers use that aren't necessarily called MarTech. Like a marketer use Outlook,
Mm-hmm.
you use Excel, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Microsoft Excel. You use all these other tools throughout your day, but it's not solely for marketers. So if I would add something, it would be all the tools that marketers use that are specifically developed for marketing, for marketers.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the marketing technology.
Got it. Got
So
it.
yeah. Mhm.
Okay, that's clear. That's very clear. It's very clear. Um, so I think you kind of touched on this already. What are some of the misconceptions that organizations or leaders have around MarTech?
Oh my God, how much time have we got?
We've got lots of
we
time.
can,
We would love to hear your
yeah.
your.
I think there's so many misconceptions that we could do a 2-hour episode,
Mhm.
but um, I, I think the biggest one for me is that the thing that most organizations and leaders get wrong when it comes to marketing is that it's just tech that is needed to do marketing. Period. Like
Mm,
that's their impression, and by having that impression of marketing, they totally miss the fact that without a solid business strategy, without an organization and processes that supports that strategy, and without the right people and proper training, MarTech will have a hard time proving any ROI, like any return on investment.
mhm,
Um, but with it, MarTech is the tools that can help drive your business goals. And that's the major misconception I can think of. But uh, actually, I could leave you with only that one, but I have a few more if you want to. There's
yeah.
there's this shiny new tool syndrome.
Mhm, mhm,
Like we need to get this shiny new tool because it will fix everything, and it rarely does, though, right? A new tool won't fix broken strategies or processes, won't change how your organization works or what resources you have on your team. And unless it's a tool specifically for fixing bad data, it won't fix your bad data either.
mhm,
So yeah, and another one is the one that what do you call it? That you need to have tech geniuses to operate the tools.
okay.
And no, you don't. Right? It's Martech is primarily designed as like with user friendliness in mind, and most of the tools are no code or low code tools.
Mhm,
Like you have websites like CMS, VCVig, like what you see is what you get, like drag and drop.
mhm,
You don't code your website, you just drag and drop your whole website, and that's no code,
mhm,
right? And you don't have to be a website expert to build your website anymore. So that's just one example.
mhm,
um, what you do need, though, is a team that are willing to learn, and you have to give them training. So um, marketers of all skill levels can use MarTech to enhance, their campaigns and drive growth. If you ask me, uh, what's else? The more is better.
mhm,
Many organizations or leaders seem to think that there's a tool for everything, and that it is better to have more than less tools,
mhm,
um, just to be safe, right? Um, I think that's not a recipe for success, but a recipe for straining your team, and
mhm,
most certainly without the desired results to show for. And it's expensive to have more tools.
mhm.
So, a couple more here. Let's see.
Or maybe
Uh, Yeah, I had a couple more that I was thinking about, but yeah,
Hmm.
sorry.
Hmm. Oh no, I actually wanted to double click on a few of those because I think you've raised a couple really big ones. Um,
Yeah,
the first one is really around the misconception I think that a lot of people have that technology fixes everything. Just throw a tech at it and
mm,
it'll fix it. But I remember this is something that I always remember, like in my first year of uni, when I, was doing a Bachelor of IT, the lecturer told us, technology is not a solution. Technology is an enabler. And that has always
yeah,
stuck with me. And I feel like, that's kind of what you're alluding to. A lot of organizational leaders feel that, tech will fix a problem rather than enable it along with strategy, along with a good team, along with good process. Is that,
yeah,
what you're alluding to?
yeah. I kind of would like to, what they're always, or not always, but lately have been saying about AI.
Mm-hmm.
So AI won't take your job. Somebody using AI
Mm-hmm.
will take your job.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost the same when it comes to like tech is gonna fix this. No, somebody using tech will fix this.
Yeah.
So it's not about changing out the tech or getting new tech. You need to have the right people to actually fix this, the stuff that is wrong. So and that also, when now that we have all this AI coming into MarTech and marketing, also
Mm-hmm.
still the same. You need to have the right people to run all your MarTech, even the MarTech with AI.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Yeah. It won't
mhm.
run itself. It won't run itself.
No, no. It's oh, that's a good misconception by the by leaders. So we have this marketing automation platform, Click Play, right? It's not a button to click, and it can kind of run in this. It's not like a IT server. Like you turn it on and it's okay. Let's see. Let's check in on the server in a couple of weeks' time. It's
Mm-hmm.
not like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Um,
Yeah. I like that. I like that. Sorry, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
mhm. No, no. I it's okay.
All right. What about so the shiny new syndrome? How like talk me through that one. Like how have you seen it play out in an organization, for example? And the whole thing about more tools is better. How have you seen that play out? And yeah.
I think it's a uh, I think it's kind of the same setting. Uh, no, uh, doesn't matter which company you're in or which organization you're in. Um, it's the same pattern. You uh, like the leaders or the organization sees that, oh, this doesn't work, and then someone has seen an ad for a tool that says we'll fix it all, and do all this stuff with this new tool, and that's the stuff you're trying to do with the tools that you have, and then, oh, we need to shift to this tool, right? And that's a shiny new tool syndrome.
Hmm.
And or you get a new tool to fix the one part of that your existing tools that can't do, so you need an extra tool instead
Hmm.
of just swapping out the old one. But both of those kind of ways of doing it will not fix anything, because you haven't, unless you do anything with the the reasons why it doesn't work. It's
Hmm.
not very very seldom. It's the tool itself that is the problem. Uh, uh, Most of the times, it's the data.
Hmm.
I would say the data or the processes, or like either you have siloed data or you have siloed teams. So marketing on able to help sales with enough leads or the correct leads and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And but then you see that you don't have a direct link from marketing to sales, from the marketing tech to the sales tech, and it's kind of the chain is broken between the two teams, and getting a new tool won't fix that
Mm-hmm.
integration, or it won't fix the flow through the two between the two teams. And if the two teams continue to kind of work in silos, then a new tool won't help them. So I think the um, you need to go back to the strategy
Mm-hmm.
and check that, okay, so this is what the business has as a overlaying strategy. Then you need to put the teams aligned. So you have the marketing team, the sales team aligned, and then you can see what do you need, like features. Features do you need to? What's the problem you need to solve?
Mm-hmm.
And first see, are we capable of solving this with our existing tech, or are we using our tech the correct way? And if you see that, if you go to the bottom of your existing tech and see that, oh, but we don't have that feature in our tech to do this, okay, then you're you have a kind of solid reason to get a new tool. And but when you get a new tool, you need to check if it's overlapping,
Mm-hmm.
so that if you get a new tool, what can you get rid of? So for me, that is kind of the answer to those two.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, yep. Yep. 100%. 100%. I love what you've touched on. Strategy. Like it has to be well thought through before investing in new tech. It's not just about the tech, it's about the why, what objectives are you trying to solve, what problem are you trying to solve, and so on. Um,
Yep.
you mentioned the part about tech genius. A tech genius is required to operate the tech. But I wonder, what skill sets would you say are necessary to thrive in MarTech?
Um, I think that you obviously should have a great interest in both marketing and technology. I think that's a given, since it's a marketing technology or handling. But I think that if I would hire somebody myself today, I would look for skills like problem solving. That you're a good problem solver, because it's that skill is very handy in Martech, because there's always stuff and problems and situations to solve. Always, like every day, there's a new thing popping up, and you need to investigate and find the reason behind why this is happening or why this is not happening, and etc. So being a problem solver and finding the solution to uh, almost everything, if you're good at that, that takes you a long way, because there's no actual formal education anywhere I've seen for like take this like a bachelor in marketing, or in Martech.
Yeah.
I don't ever see it coming. Actually, you have to do online courses though. There's a lot of online courses, but yeah, I'm digressing. Sorry. Other skill sets I would look for is stakeholder management, like because in MarTech you have a lot of stakeholders to manage when you're working in MarTech. You need to have quite a bit of adaptability because there's never ending changes. There's tech advancements, always new stuff that new additions in the tools that you're using. So you don't you can't have the mindset of, oh, another thing I need to learn, right? There's a if you want to be kind of done with learning, I don't think MarTech is anything for you. You need to be willing to learn all the time. So, and I would say project management, because there's a lot of coordination going on when you're executing marketing campaigns. You have planning, organizing, managing resources, etc., and of course time management. Um, Balancing multiple projects, meeting deadlines, prioritizing tasks, being able to just do this because you're sitting there planning a huge campaign, and then you have to put that aside to do all these uh, fire drills. We call them fire drills because you need to put out fires that
Hmm.
has
Yeah, that
started.
come up.
And fires in MarTech, they pop up at least once a day. If there's no fire in a day, you're like, oh, what's wrong? There's a fire. It's like having kids, right? It's
Hmm.
go all silent, and you're like, something's up. Oh, it's too silent now. Um, so time management is a thing. So because marketing is very often a fast-paced environment, and sometimes it's stressful. To be fair, but it's also very rewarding. Um, I would say it's a very rewarding type of job.
Hmm.
And if I would like to add one more thing, and you need to uh, you need to work in Microsoft Excel a lot, or
Hmm.
spreadsheets. You need to know. You need to be comfortable using spreadsheets, or
Hmm.
even like this CSV files in like I've been 20 years in marketing and MarTech now, and I use Notepad on my PC
Hmm.
almost daily still. I
Wow.
hope to get away from that, but yeah, Excel and the CSV files, that is a very common thing in MarTech. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Actually, yeah, that's a good one that you raised. Yeah, you have to be really comfortable with data, and
Mm,
formulas and Excel. Yes, Excel is your friend.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a shocking thing as well when I got into MarTech. I was like, wait, where's it? I thought it was all
Yeah, right.
creative.
Yeah, it's I use Excel to and CSV files to like import and export from various systems, like cleaning data, uh, you know, taking like exporting a kind of full customer data table,
Hmm.
and just looking at it in Excel to see where the all the missing data actually is.
Hmm.
And of course there's coming a lot of tools that will help you uh, get away from Excel and CSV files, and but still I think that you need to have a comfortability in handling data and you do very often do that. If you go into the details, you're ending up in Excel. I don't think that you have people using SQL and like database
Mm-hmm.
tools.
Yep.
But as I said, there's a lot of people in MarTech that don't have that skill set, and you don't actually need it because the amount of data that you're processing in Excel, Excel is you know uh, way good enough to do that. You don't have to have a database or SQL to work with all this
Mm-hmm.
stuff. I've managed like for 20 years without it. So
Yep.
yeah, but I think that kind of sums up skill sets.
Yep. No, great, great. I like that you talked about also, like what they call, I think, the soft skills, although I don't know if I like the word soft skills. I think they're super critical, the skills that you mentioned. And also
Yeah,
the
but there's
fact,
soft skills. Yeah, there's soft skills, and of course you can have a lot of software skills, right? And but I think that if you're having all this other soft skill set of soft skills, and you're willing to learn stuff, and you're fairly fairly techy, you will learn the software that you will need to use.
yeah,
And if you change, like we talked about changing out software, so you you need to learn your new software, right? New tools. So having that as a kind of not a baseline, but a starting point, you need to learn fast. You need to be able to dive into new stuff and get comfortable quite fast because you don't have time to wait for uh, people to tell you. Always you have to find out yourself a lot of the functionality, and of course many of the tools are built fairly the same way. Like gamers, they try a new game and they instantly know how to play it because the different gaming developers, they tend to have the same control setup for like jumping, running, shooting,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
everything. So you don't have to learn everything just another time because you change from one game to another. So that's basically much the same in MarTech software, but still there's different ways of doing stuff, and being able to learn fast and being willing to learn new stuff all the time, that is a soft skill set that is, in my point of view, much underrated. And because if you have that, all the hard skills, they will come.
mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. I know you mentioned stakeholder management, and I'd love to
Hmm.
know when you say that, like, which stakeholders or what teams does a MarTech professional interface with? What are the kind of stakeholders they would have to manage?
Well, the management, of course, but then you have like the product teams, sales team, IT, um, third party stakeholders. Like if you have um, agency for marketing, maybe a performance agency running your Facebook and LinkedIn and Google Ads. That they need creatives. Maybe you have a creative agency producing all your creatives. If you do any like external recording of sound bits and videos and stuff like that, you need to manage them. So there's and then you have all these different stakeholders throughout your organization. Uh, like all when it comes to your website, um, for instance, you have um, people in the organization that feel direct responsibility for the content on this page or that page because it's the product page of this or so like the sales manager comes to you and wants you to change the content for the sales page and complaining that the lead form isn't working, and you have a lot of both external and internal company internal stakeholders that have their say in and kind of influence your workday. So yeah,
Hmm.
there's it's not like you lock yourself into uh, the office for your team and for 8 hours a day, and then you go home and you don't have to speak to anybody else.
Hmm.
It's yeah, you're kind of a hub in the company.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Mm, no, yeah, that's what makes it super exciting because you're interfacing with so many
yeah,
different people, and you just have to always know how to context switch and so on.
yeah. I think that is also maybe underrated skill, but because I think that you need to like that. Not everybody does, and there's a thing about people being in Martech and being introvert, and yeah, I can definitely say that I'm more introvert than outrovert
Mm-hmm.
myself, but still, I like to um, I like to have this kind of cross collaborational um, discussions and yeah, being kind of the like when you play football, you have like this midfielder, kind of like um the one orchestrating the whole thing. And I think that Marty is kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
You're at the midfield and you're orchestrating and helping all the other. You're the operations center of uh, of the of
Mm-hmm.
the business. Yeah, I know a lot of people working other places than Martech and marketing would object, but they can't right now. Haha.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, we're
I'm gonna
talking to
say
you
that.
today, so
Yeah, this is my opinion. So
yeah, yeah, 100%, 100%. There's also this age-old question about ownership of Martech. Who owns the marketing technology?
um, I would um, I would say that ownership. So it's a bit of it's not the easiest question to answer because you have like the when you buy Martech and when you use Martech and so let's say that I think that overall the marketing team owns Martech, but you need to talk to IT when you're buying tools. They need to check that, like for most European countries, you need to check that they have you know that they have data collection and storage in the EU, like all this GDPR
Mm-hmm.
stuff that makes some businesses like demanding that, okay, so we buy this tool, but they store their data or our data in the US, and that's not going to happen. So that's a big no, getting that tool. But okay, this tool, this other tool, they have storage in the EU. So okay, check. You can, you know, that's okay for the IT department to buy. But and you also might have the need for help of implementing the tools
Mm-hmm.
from IT. But IT shouldn't kind of have the final saying in which tool to use or to buy, because it's not their field of expertise when it comes to the features
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. And of course, you need to check with sales and product and maybe customer services, and in terms of features, or if you have if the new tools have features that can help also other departments. So they are, you know, there's this tool like Intercom. Uh, it it's not seen as a marketing automation platform. It's more like a kind of a support chatbot
Mm-hmm.
for customer services. But if the marketing team decides to get that tool because it has actually a lot of automation functionality, so you can use it as a marketing automation platform,
Mm-hmm.
um, then you have like okay, so you can support both the marketing team and the customer services with one tool. So make sure that customer services don't buy the other tool that they're planning to buy, right? So
Yeah.
you need to check with across the board when you buy tools, just to see if you're buying something that overlaps functionality that you already pay for. Also, maybe outside of marketing, because a lot of the tools are overlapping. If you have like Salesforce, for example,
Mm-hmm.
Salesforce has a lot of stuff, and you might have functionality there that you're trying to buy with this one smaller tool for marketing. But
Mm-hmm.
okay, if we could have access to that functionality in Salesforce, we don't have to buy this tool, even though IT said yes.
Yeah.
But so there's a lot of managing there, and talking to different departments. Don't kind of say that we're in marketing, we do as we please. Um, but when it comes to choosing the this or that marketing tool, it it's the I think that marketing has the final say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And also managing it and running it, it's not, that's marketing team
Mm-hmm.
that uses it in the day to day. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I know a lot of people would disagree, or but again, my point of view.
Yeah, no, it makes sense, and I think yeah, as we're trying to demystify, that's the whole point of this episode. What is MarTech? So
Mm,
this is one way of looking at it. So
mm,
it's shed a lot of light on this very tricky topic.
mm.
Um, and so now I want to switch gears a little bit, and I've been hearing this term marketing ops recently. um, I would say maybe in this market, it's a fairly new, kid on the block. So I'd love to hear, what exactly is marketing ops? Given that this is, your area of expertise, what is it, and why should organizations build out this function?
Yeah. Marketing ops, also known as marketing operations or just MOPS, or even, as I've heard a lot of US based people say, MAROPS,
Oh.
which is a bit uh, weird thing for me to say is, it's MOps or marketing ops. It's actually the function that handles MarTech. Like when we started this episode, I said something that I like. MarTech stands for marketing technology, not the people. And I mean, it's not the people. Marketing ops are the people or team that handles MarTech. Um, like the five core functions of marketing ops is strategy and planning, technology management, like we just talked about, support and administration, process design and management, business intelligence and data. It doesn't kind of sound like a marketing department, right? But
Mm-hmm.
it's why it's called marketing ops.
Mm-hmm.
It's operations. Um, so marketing ops is way more than just a label. It's not a buzzword. It's actually it was I think it was coined created back in 2005 or 2006 in the US.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to look that up last year. How when did marketing ops enter the world? um, so marketing ops can really drive efficiencies. Like if organizations build out marketing ops properly, it can drive efficiencies into the marketing team, which in turn will help drive the business growth. Because marketing ops operationalizes the marketing organization's strategy, and it provides analytics to guide decisions. It supports and implements the technology roadmap, and it proactively plans and manages for growth.
Mm.
So I think that is kind of the explanation of marketing ops.
Mm-hmm.
So, but fun fact is that I've been working I've been a tech marketer for 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
always been on the tech side.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, I heard the first time I heard marketing ops, it was like, okay, I heard it was mentioned. I try to stay updated on what happens outside of Norway. Norway is a fairly digitalized country, but when it comes to marketing, I feel that we're somewhat some years behind the frontiers of marketing, and like where it all happens, so all the new things happen and stuff. um so trying to keep up, and this word marketing ops started popping up, and I'm like, oh, this sounds cool. Oh, I want to get into marketing ops. How do I get into marketing ops? And it was just, I think, after a couple of years,
Mm-hmm.
actually,
Mm-hmm.
um, like 3 years ago, I finally understood that. Wait, wait, I'm I'm actually in marketing ops already. I
Uh-huh.
just haven't got the label on my position. It's not, my position is not called that, and we don't have that on our org chart in my company. But all the things I do, they are the same that the people that say they are in marketing ops do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, I the things I've been doing have been a bit simpler, or not that sophisticated when it comes to what tools you use and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still kind of an earlier version of marketing ops if you compare it with the US,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so that's why I'm saying I've been in marketing ops for 20 years,
Yeah.
because it's I just had to realize that, just like I mentioned earlier, that okay, so you use tools, tech tools, or use tech to run your marketing. Okay, you have MarTech. It's not a buzzword. you have MarTech,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's more of a realization for many people that okay, so I do all this um, stuff, and it's actually what all the others are talking about. It's actually the same
Mm-hmm.
or part of the same. It's the same kind of family, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if you're really early in that journey, I would call it tech marketing,
Mm-hmm.
technical marketing, because you're doing all the work, but you kind of lack the structure that marketing ops provides,
Mm-hmm.
like defining all the technical marketing and all the tech and everything around that, how you work with all the tech and have, have everything documented, you have the proper training, you and all that. When you start doing that in a structured way, you're shifting lanes over to marketing ops,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what it is. Um, so yeah. So I would think, or I would say that saying that you're working, like we talked about at the start, working in MarTech, for me, that is like working for software vendors that actually develop MarTech tools. Then you work in MarTech.
Mm-hmm.
If you use MarTech in your daily like marketing day, um, then you're actually in marketing ops.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, so that's another thing that I wanted to say when we were in London, but we we didn't have time for it. But
Mm-hmm.
it's a panel, and yeah, a lot of people has to say their point of view, and yeah. But I think uh, what I said now, I think a lot of people will actually be on the same page with me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So. Mhm.
Okay. So would you say that marketing ops is um several different roles? So I want to make sure it comes out um yeah, really clear. Like, is it, I don't know, is a CRM manager a working in marketing ops, or is
Yeah, I
marketing
would say so.
ops, yeah, is marketing ops an umbrella term for all the different five areas you mentioned, and anyone who works in any of the five areas is marketing ops, and their title doesn't have to be marketing ops X?
No, so very often you have very small marketing ops teams. Very
Mm-hmm.
often, actually, they're kind of a team of one, like inside a marketing team.
Mm-hmm.
So of course you have, um, let's say you have one person sending out the emails and running the CRM and doing that. It doesn't have to be a marketing ops person, but uh, let's say on that team, that one person on the team has responsibility for all the analytics, all the tracking, all the technical stuff that needs to be in place before you run a campaign, setting up dashboards, gathering insights to feed the rest of the marketing team. Um, Setting up making sure you have the right data in your CRM or in your marketing automation platform. Um, all these all these responsibilities that many organizations just treat as something you do when you have time for it. you uh, and you have, it's not the main responsibility for any on your marketing team.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something that somebody has to do that doesn't actually want to do it because it's boring. I'm a bit um what do you call it, I have my views on this, but but um I think that many organizations would they would benefit from defining that key role, saying that all these smaller tasks should be in one role, and that would be the main role for or responsibilities for that role,
Mm-hmm.
and that would be the marketing ops manager on that team,
Yeah. Yeah.
because that person would be responsible for, yeah, well, everything I mentioned, like all the data quality, the analytics, the insights, the dashboards, reports, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
the data flow between the tools, setting up segments to use in marketing automation, fixing the templates that you use, so that the marketers on the team can just run the campaigns
Mm-hmm.
smoothly. But then you have bigger teams, and then all of the running and daily management of like the marketing automation platform also moves over to a marketing ops team. But then, so the bigger marketing team or bigger business you have or company, I think that all the tasks that are somewhat technical or somewhat like using the MarTech tools will move into the marketing ops team, and then the marketing team are more of setting up maybe running social media, running creative production, you know maintaining like webinars,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, um, hopefully that's a good explanation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. No, that clears it up even more. It's almost like the backbone of running the marketing, the behind the scenes, making sure the behind the scenes are working, the tech is working, the data is clean, to enable,
Yeah,
the customer communication, the whatever the marketing team
yeah,
needs to do.
and I think that one problem there is that it's very often underrated from both the um, management side and from almost or also the CMO.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, depends on what CMO you have, but I've seen a lot of CMOs uh, underrate the um, the need for example, good enough data,
Mm-hmm.
and just hey, get this campaign off the ground. Why aren't we live with this? But yeah, but we can't segment in that way because we don't have the data, and then they start blaming the tools, and we're back to what we talked about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that so that's not something you should underrate anymore. It's like it's 2025. Um, Everybody's talking about using data for marketing, and using the tech that we have to do all these fancy, cool marketing. Guess what? It's a lot of MarTech tools, and you need to don't you need to not just buy the tools. You need to invest in the people and the management of these tools, and that's marketing ops.
Mm. Yeah. Yep. No, that's clear as daylight.
Mhm.
I think it's really been explained really well what marketing ops is. And, just on your journey as well, I'd love to know, like, you talked about starting out as a tech marketer, and then, over the years, you've really discovered that, hey, actually, what I've been doing is marketing ops. So I'd love to
Mhm.
know a bit more about your journey, and maybe you can tell us like a day in the life of, you know, being a marketing ops consultant, or a day in the life of Odd?
Yeah, well, as I mentioned, I have 20 plus years. I say 20 plus because it's that's such a huge number now that I'm not gonna I don't want to count, but it's 20 plus years, and I've always been on the tech side of it. I started with Google Analytics. I built a website on the side of as a side gig for my current job back at in 2004, 2005, or something, or 2003. I don't remember. Um, and I started this side gig, and I needed Google Analytics. I needed to have set up a website, and I after leaving that day job I had at the time, I started as a SEO advisor. I've been working as a web editor, tech manager, ad operations, product manager for data management platform.
Mhm.
I've run email and SMS communication, tracking, attribution, marketing automation, A/B testing, optimization, reporting, dashboards, obviously.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's maybe just half of it, right? So
Mhm.
I've been all over, and I've learned a lot and kind of gotten the insights into a lot of different aspects of technical marketing. How you send data to from websites, how you can do that in a easy way, and yeah. So there's a lot of there. I don't think we have the time to go through it all, but I've been I started out on the agency side,
Mhm.
and then in 2017 I started on the customer side, and now I'm back on the agency side. Recently, I started Playmops, as you mentioned in your intro. It's my own marketing ops consultancy, where I aim to help companies drive business growth by leveraging marketing operations and MarTech. And as well, a day in the life of me. Um, well, right now it consists of actually just building the company, building the structure, building out the various products and services to be suited for the Norwegian market, and but also the for me a broad market, so the market outside of Norway. So it's going to be yeah, uh, both entry level products there for one time um, uh, situations, and also like fractional uh, consultancy services for smaller companies, but also for bigger companies. So it depends on the clients that show up.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, so that's right now. That's a lot of my time building, actually just building the company. Um, yeah,
Nice. I like that. I like that you really showed that to be in this industry require a varied amount of experience. You've talked about agency side, you talked about customer side, you talked about the tech marketing side, you've talked about
Mhm.
web, ad ops, CRM. So it really is just shows that this tech and marketing ops is vibrant, it's dynamic, and you require a lot of different skills and can apply it, whether you're agency or customer or brand side. So, um, yeah, that's super interesting. So I hope, people get a flavor of what this is all about.
Yeah,
Um,
I hope so.
yes. And in closing, thank you so much. You've really, really, brought a lot of light into this topic, and would love to, for you to leave us with, your top 3 trends that you see emerging the next few years in marketing, in MarTech, or marketing ops. Yeah, could be your parting shot for us today.
Yeah, first of all, it's been great to be here. When it comes to trends, I think that uh, this might sound like a cliche, but like the first one is starts with AI, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think AI agents will be huge in the upcoming years. We've already seen like the first AI chatbots being capable of writing emails, setting up campaigns, building segments, and then sending the campaign to the segments. I actually tried one myself,
Mm-hmm.
like talking to HubSpot and write an email to our new customers or the customers, the new customers last week, and write a welcome email. And it did, and presented me with that, and that's looks okay now. Send it to all the new customers from last week. Okay, when do you want it to be sent? Okay, 5 p.m. later today. Okay, done. And you haven't you haven't logged into HubSpot, right? So it's a chatbot,
Mm-hmm.
and so AI agent interfaces that connect you to all your tools. I think that will be enormous.
Mm-hmm.
And as somebody said, the AI tool you're using today is the crappiest one you will ever use
Wow, that is scary.
because yeah, because right, and then almost every week now you're getting in new versions of this and that AI tool, and yeah, so it's I think that the first AI hype is a bit past us. Like the first 6 months after ChatGPT was launched,
Mm-hmm.
like publicly, and like the first half year there, it was really really hyped, and you see all these new AI tools popping up everywhere, but I don't think that many of them has survived. So yeah, but I think this, for me, second wave, well, or maybe kind of first wave in marketing with AI agents will be really really something to follow, and
Mm-hmm.
try out when you have the possibility.
Yeah.
Second one is composable CDPs, like composable customer data platforms,
Mm-hmm.
and or cloud data warehouses. I think they will get even more common, maybe even to an extent that CRMs and marketing automation platforms will come completely without data storage, as they will store all the data in your data warehouse or platform of choice.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, um, I'm not sure if you can call it like a headless CRM or something, but you kind of you
Yeah.
have the you have the functionality, or you know, even let's say you just have your data warehouse and then you have a chatbot,
Yeah. Sitting on
you
top.
know, being able to actually, you know, do all the stuff, and you don't have to have the marketing automation platform.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. It's a very exciting times though.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Lastly, I also think, or maybe I hope, that the mammoth enterprise one solution for all vendors,
Mm-hmm.
that they will start going extinct.
Mm-hmm.
I,
Okay.
I, to be fair, I'm not a fan of the one size fits all, and like you have one solution for everything. Um, because it's that's not just how things work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not every company is the same. You don't have the same setup. You don't have the same business idea, business strategy. So how come somebody think that there's this one solution fits all?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense. So,
Mm-hmm.
and to all my friends in such vendor companies, sorry, don't get me wrong, right? Yeah, I just think that these big vendors have kind of grown out of proportions. So
Mhm, mhm.
I think that's about it.
Cool. Well, definitely, I think we'll have to have you back to see how these trends play out. And I'll definitely, try the, agent AI tools as well. They sound pretty exciting. If I can just say, talk to some agent and it does all that you mentioned, that sounds super
Yeah.
amazing. Um, Lastly, where can we find you? If you have any, if our audience wants to learn more about you and the work you're doing and your agency, where can they find you?
You can find me on LinkedIn. It's fairly easy to find me. If you can just search for my name, Odd Morten Sørensen, or you can just write in Odd Morten after the slash in slash. It's my username on LinkedIn.
Mhm.
But also you can go to playmops.io. That's my website. And if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask or connect on LinkedIn. Or you can connect on LinkedIn and ask me questions, or you can book a call on my through my website. It's I think that's the easiest ones.
Great. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I
Thank
hope
you.
to have you back again.
I would really want to come back, and thank you for having me. It's been a real pleasure talking to you as always.